Hey guys, welcome back. I wanted to show you something today where I was working through a problem in my mind. As you've seen lately, I've been making more videos, more shorts. I've been trying to teach more through AI development. And what I noticed is that I lack a general dashboard of my social media accounts. So if I'm posting and I'm looking for comments and I want to reply to people or seeing what content people are engaging with the most, I don't really have a centralized dashboard. So that leaves me kind of going from place to place, whether it's YouTube or X or Instagram or TikTok, to kind of see where I'm at, see where the viewers are. And I don't like that. And so I thought, if I have that problem, other people have that problem. And so I started thinking, how can I solve this problem, at least for myself? Maybe it'll stay an internal tool, or maybe I can get other people to use that tool. And I think this is the mindset you need when you're creating things, because through exploration, through getting your hands dirty and digging in and learning new things, you will run into problems like this. And then you'll start thinking, if I have this problem, other people also have this problem. And would other people pay even a small amount to solve this problem? I think they will. So we're going to dive into it. So one thing to think about is a lot of these companies, whether it's Buffer or, even obviously the Instagram, YouTubes, a lot of these companies that build products for creators have a huge development team behind them. Maybe they have multiple engineers, artists, things like that. And that's actually, I believe, going to go away. And what do I mean by that? It's really difficult to support a large group of developers and engineers and artists and product managers and other managers just to support something that maybe earns 15, 20, $50 a month, right? You need a ton of subscribers to support them. So what I think will happen is a lot of these apps will start getting cannibalized by smaller apps that define smaller solutions for smaller groups of people at a much cheaper price. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you go to some of these bigger apps, let's say I think Buffer is one of them, like Hootsuite, things like that. They provide just like a really broad range of solutions for you, right? But they also charge you for that. Like they start to nickel and dime you by adding little things. And I think when people go to those sites, they're like, I don't want to pay $50 just so I can post on multiple pages. There was an app that I started using called PostBridge. And this is a very simple app that I found on X of a new creator who said, I just want to post on multiple platforms at the same time without spending $30, $40, $50 a month. So he created a solution for $9 a month. And that solution is enough for many people so they don't have to pay the extra money. And it's literally one developer who created that, and he's expanding it. So he has a lot more opportunity, not only to charge a lower price, because at that lower price with scale, with 1,000, 10,000 users, he can produce way more value to those customers at a lower price. So I want you to think of that. I'm going to dive in here to the idea that I had, which was creating a dashboard for people to just jump in and see how it's going on their social media channels. So how did I start this? I'm using Replet. You'll see here. I mean, even if I go into Replet home, you'll see I've got a bunch of apps already in here. Okay, I build all kinds of little prototypes when I think about them. This one in particular is called Channel Pulse. You can see I've already worked with the AI quite a bit here. On the left-hand side, I have ChatGPT. I gave it some context. I gave it some screenshots and said, hey, this is what I am attempting to build. I want you to help me kind of get the next steps here. So it already went through and said, here's some core MVP features. Here's some action and insights. And let me show you the app real quick. So this app, you can see up here is version 0.1.4. I do that because if you're building something and you're adding a feature to it, you want to be able to refresh and see what version is this? Is this version refreshed? Did I do an update? If I do a small update here, you'll see I'll want it to increment to 0.1.5. That way, when I refresh and I don't see the thing or the change or the feature that I added, I can say to the AI, hey, I noticed that the app did change. I saw an increment in the version, but I don't see the feature that we were creating. Did it get created in some different place? Because that happens pretty often if you don't believe it. So this current app, you can go back to, basically this is where you land on it. Right now, there's no login or anything. It's super simple. Keep things really simple when you start, okay? All it is just an aggregation of profiles, and we can add more here. Let's say you wanted to use, who knows, Pinterest, or you wanted to use something else. You could add that in here, right? But for now, I just had these top 4. And the YouTube one, I think, is what works best so far. I did add the YouTube API. So right now I'm just adding my channel in there. This could be anybody's channel. In fact, let's go try. Let's grab a channel. Let's go to the home screen here. Let's see. There's probably a couple music channels that will pop up. Look at this one. This one's kind of, I love this movie, Braveheart. Hire Don't Mentions. It's kind of an interesting channel for music. Let's put them in instead and see what happens. Okay, great. So look, their top performing content is this slow rain version of The Last Samurai, which is also a fantastic movie. Look, they have 273,000 views. And then you can click on this and go to that particular content, which is really cool. So I wanted this to be a tool for me to use, right? And for everyone to use so that they can see their top content. Now, obviously, this needs a lot of work, right? You can even see down here, total views, 4,000 followers, 1.2 engagement. Like this can't be true. Even if I look at this user right here, look, they have about 4,000 subscribers. So then maybe they're a small account. I thought they would have been a lot bigger. So this might be close. But if we go to my account, let's go back to my channel. I'll grab this and I'll edit my profile here. I'm going to pop that in. Now you'll see here, like this follower count says 51,000. I think I have 51 right now, so that's totally not accurate. The views, this might be close, over 7 days. And so I think it's a good start. But what I want to do is I want to show you here how to add features, because this is not enough. So let's go back to the edit profiles. We see we don't really show anything on TikTok, although you can come in here, and you can add this. Let's add a few of them, right? Let's add some of my social media here. Even X, we'll jump in here and see what it pulls, and then I'll, of course, add YouTube too. So let's see what this dashboard looks like and see what we can improve. Okay, so this is very interesting. Already API not available, API restricted, API requires premium. I think Twitter specifically charges you like $200 a month to use their API. And what's very interesting is it goes up to like $5,000 a month if you reach a certain threshold. There's nothing in between, either 200 or 5,000. Anyway, let's take this and let's say, okay, this is my dashboard. So I'm gonna actually go to GPT first. This is my dashboard of, and you may be asking, why would I go to GPT, right? I can use Replet. Well, I don't really want it to do any coding for me right now. I want it to do some problem solving of this MVP. I want it to give me ideas of what I can do without having the ability to touch the app as it is. Now, why would I do that? Because sometimes when you talk to Replet, or even if you're in Cursor or some other IDE that you're developing something in, you can tell the AI, hey, I want you to come up with ideas. And sometimes it'll just start running. It'll just start changing things and creating things. And you're just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like I wanted to better understand what I should focus on. And that's a real key with working with AI. It's just like a product manager who has a ton of backlog items as a company that wants to build everything, right? Well, you can't build everything. And if you start building complex things, you'll run into issues. Just like on here, if I started building, hey, I want users to come in and authenticate via Google so that they can log in, so that then they can see their social media pages. Well, you're going to spend days on just authentication. And then every time you're testing this, you have to authenticate first. It just causes complexity. So I'm going to put it into ChatGPT here. This is a dashboard of my Channel Pulse app prototype. You can see some of the items are restricted and the growth in followers. You might be able to not see this typing, but that's why I'm talking about it. It's behind my camera there. The growth in followers are incorrect. So let's take a look and give me a few low-hanging fruit improvements that we can make given real data if we have to scrape. I don't want to add another API yet. Okay. So the reason I said that is it gets into complexity when you're adding APIs. But what's great about Replet is it will store that API for you so that it makes it easier to retrieve it every time you're kind of doing development work on that side. So let's see what GPT says. Got it. You're building channel pulse to give creators a clean, encouraging dashboard. You've already pulled some YouTube data. Yes. Fix the growth summary. No more NAN. Right now, NAN breaks trust. Fix. Add a fallback default to 0 if there's no data for the week. Okay, that's interesting. No data for TikTok. Add manually or enable scraping. I think that's mainly here for this growth summary area. Add manual inputs for missing data when scraping isn't possible yet and APIs are restricted. I don't know that I want to do that. Scraping shortcut light version. Without full scraping automation, let the user paste a URL or screenshot or click a link to open their profile. This is interesting. Smart tips based on YouTube stats, real data. You've already given YouTube, so having helpful feedback even with that. Views are up, nice growth. That's interesting. Visual trend arrows. Okay, bonus quick wins. Add hover tooltips to explain terms like engagement rate. Okay, so I'm going to communicate with it. Okay, so really what I need is actionable information. Can we get any additional actionable information from TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter without integrating an API? Let's see what it tells us. We can also go to Replet. I know that here in Replet, we had some ideas of what it wanted to do next. Since it knows the code base, I might start here too without making any changes. Again, we want to adjust that, right? So that we can ask it a question without it jumping in and making changes. What would you say we could work on next? I want to improve the dashboard with real data. Now, why do I say real data? These AIs are really good at showing you what you want to see. So if you tell it to do something, it will go in the background, create fake data, and populate that for you. And then you go and look at the website, you're like, hey, this is fantastic. All the data looks great, until you realize it's fake data, right? So we don't want that. So let's see what it says while we read ChatGPT. Okay, what you can get without API: views, likes, comments per video, follower count, top performing. Your last free videos are under 500 views. Blah, 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 blah. Use Cheerio or Puppeteer later to scrape profile pages. So that seems like more of an API or third-party integration. Instagram API, restricted unless a business account. Publicly, you can see follower accounts, engagements, reels. Prompts require premium API. So it's just saying avoid Twitter, avoid X for now. It just requires a premium API. MVP implementation tip: create a simple manual entry wizard. Paste your latest TikTok post, enter views, likes, comments, and submit. See, I don't really want to do that because I don't want this to be manual. Let's see what Replet said. Looking at what we built so far, here's some improvements. Fix the video title links. We're getting real YouTube metrics, but the top performing titles aren't showing as clickable. Add weekly, monthly trend. Instagram business API integration. Pull real followers and post engagement. Okay, let's start with some of these. And make sure to increment the the version number of the app so I can see the updated version. Okay. Let's see what it does here. I didn't really give it too much details. It's going to fix video links, probably add weekly, monthly trend analysis. And maybe this is best for YouTube, right? Content performance insights, that's fine. It may try to do Instagram business API integration. I don't think we have a business API account here. I think that is like an upgrade of some kind. So I don't think that's really going to help us. TikTok for developers, we're going to need an API, and Twitter, we're going to need the API. Okay, let's see. Perfect. Let's start improving the dashboard with real data and proper version tracking. Let me restart the server. Okay. Servers. So the way that Replet also works too is there is a console here. This is used in kind of starting and stopping the server occasionally. There's a preview. This is kind of inside your development here. You can see what's being worked on. You can actually see here, this is v0.2.0, where if I go to the deployed version, this is 0.2.4 or 0.1.4. I don't know why this went all the way to 2. Maybe there was a big update in here. But let's put our channel in and see if we can already see some changes. I don't see anything yet. And look, it's already incrementing again in 0.2.1. And this is 0.2.0. I don't know what this is doing. And this is part of dealing with AI, right? It always kind of does some strange things until you tell it to stop doing that. You can see here it updated from 0.2 to 0.1, fixed YouTube video links, add performance insights. Now it's adding content performance analyzer, which shows the type of content performs best. This will help you understand what resonates with your audience. Okay, we might see something there. After this preview gets to a point where we feel like we're ready to launch it, what I still like to do, even though this preview is nice, this is only on your IDE or your machine, the cloud machine that Replet is using, right? You still need to deploy it. And right now, the domain they give us for free is channel-pulse, my name, and the Replet app. And that's fine. You know, you can click this and it'll open it up. That's what we've already been looking at over here. But you need to deploy it. So once this preview gets to a good state, you can still see it's reviewing the message, maybe making some more changes. We'll actually do a quick deployment and see what it did for us. We can also adjust here. So maybe I'll refresh this. See if that version changed. Okay, we've got the purple box here. You can see, excellent, I've enhanced your creator dashboard with several powerful new features. We should be seeing version 2.2 with proper semantic versioning. So maybe they implemented like 8 different little features. Fixed YouTube links, performance insight cards showing total reach, created content performance analysis, enhanced dashboard with authentic YouTube metrics, no mock data. That's important. Dashboard analyzes which videos are performing, actual engagement, personalized content strategy, real-time performance. So I am not convinced that it did all these things, but I'm going to refresh this, see if we can get a quick look. This just says 0.2. Let's see. Actually, not that one. We want this one. Let's see if we notice any difference here. No, it might even be, okay, it's analyzing. I do see some differences. So this is great. So now let's go deploy. Let's go redeploy. This may take a couple minutes. It kind of tells you it's provisioning, it's building, it's creating a bundle, and then it's going to promote it. This is fine. Just let it do its thing. And while it's doing that, we can explore this. Okay. So look, we've got a decent engagement rate. Our top platform is YouTube because it's the only one, right? We can see content performance analysis, make daily progress, day 4. High engagement rate is excellent. Your audience loves the content. So it's encouraging, right? So let's click on this, see if this link works. It does. That's awesome. Engagement rate, top platform, content reach. So this is cool. This is cool. It did some updates, right? So let's see where we're at in the deployment. We're pretty close. So now it's going to start promoting that. And again, the reason you want to do this is because you want to see if it's working out in the wild, okay? Working locally through this preview, yes, it's usually accurate, but nothing is real until I feel like it's out in the real world, right? Till other people can actually see it and interact with it. And in this case, you want to put it in a deployment. All right, now it's deployed. Let's go to this site. This is where I deployed it. You'll see 1.4 here. We're going to refresh. It should say version 2. There it is. Boom. Version 2. So let's pop in at least YouTube. We'll pop them all in just to see what it did, if it changed anything. I don't think it did, but I want to put them all in so that we get the full experience here. All right, now it's analyzing, generating the dashboard. Cool. This is what we expected, right? We don't have the API information available for these. That's something we may do at a later time. We do have some decent YouTube information. We've got links to top performing content. We've got more performance analysis, YouTube high engagement. So this is exactly what we wanted. We can see some updates. So that's really just a quick overview of how you can make features, how you can make apps, how you can update them using Replet. It's pretty pain-free, as you noticed. It's a prototyping tool, right? You're probably going to get frustrated. You're going to think of something cool that you really want to do. And just like the API restrictions we ran into, you're going to have to learn something new. You're going to have to learn, what does it mean to have an API? And in short, all that means is I need to connect authentication with, let's say, X or Twitter, so that I can tell them that I'm not a bad actor, that I'm a good person looking for real data. And also they want to get paid for that data, right? They create this huge gorilla of content marketing and social media and advertising, and they want to get paid to kind of share that data with you if you're creating an app, especially if your app is going to be pulling that data often. Then that's kind of running on their servers and pulling data and sending you data. So that's all an API is. But the point is, just get in here and build something. Get in here, just start typing away, start communicating with the AI. Think of what problems you want to solve, either for yourself or for other people. Because believe it or not, we all have very similar problems. There's an audience out there for you that has that problem and that would love to see the solution that you come up with. And never before have we been in a place where you can just jump in and use your own ideas and own thoughts and turn those into prototypes, into products. And if you hammer at this enough, you can see in just a few short minutes, we created a new feature. We also saw and came across more problems that we need to solve, but we created a feature in a few short minutes. So I encourage you, jump into these tools, give it a try, play around. Some of them are free. Replet has a free version. GPT does. Obviously, Cursor, I think, has a free version. But jump in for free and just play around and learn with them. Thank you for joining me. Leave some comments on some things that you want to build or that you are building. I'd love to hear about them, and I'll see you next time.